Do you think you're getting pushed out of your job? Do you think your employer is trying to fire you? In this video, we're gonna talk about what are the signs that you are getting pushed out of your job and what can you do about it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Preston, author of Harness Your Butterflies and creator of the Career Accelerator program. If you are new to the channel, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button below, and if this video is helpful, please leave a thumbs up. Without further ado, let's get into the video. What does it mean if your company is trying to push you out of your organization? It could be a couple of things. It could be that you don't fit the organizational culture, you don't have the skill sets that they need, you're no longer required, or it might just be that they don't like you and they want you to leave. In any instance, what are the signs that you are getting pushed out of your organization? I have 10 different signs, and so it's gonna be a little rapid fire to get through these. The first sign, you're being excluded from important meetings. Whether it's budget reviews, project scopes, or any other sort of big project thing or job related task that you should be on, whether it's with your team, with executives, if you're being intentionally excluded and you've seen it happen over and over and over, that you are being excluded from those meetings, it might be a sign that you're being pushed out of your job. The second sign, your job tasks have been reduced. Whether it's a cut in your hours or you're getting projects that are no longer as expansive, as in depth as what you were getting before, that's probably a sign that you're getting pushed out because they do not want you to be invested in the work and they don't want you to continue having a long-term project for something if you might be getting let go in the future. The third sign is you're being micromanaged. Micromanagement in this instance is usually a sign that they are trying to push you out because they want to make sure that the manager knows every nuance of what you're working on in the event that you leave, in the event that you are getting fired. It's a really good sign that you're being pushed out because they want to make sure that they're able to own or control or be able to hand over all of the work that you're doing in the event that you're not there. The fourth sign, you're being ignored. If you've brought up several ideas or concerns or questions or things like that, and if you are seeing that you are being overlooked or ignored, just blatantly ignored, it's a good sign that they're trying to push you out. This is an indicator that they do not value your opinion, they don't value your time, and so if it's something where you come up with an idea, you come up with something that could help benefit the business, and they kind of brush it off, it's a sign that they don't value the opinion that you're bringing to the table, and it might be a sign, if paired with some of the other ones that I'm gonna list, it might be a sign that they're trying to push you out. The fifth sign, they're giving you impossible tasks. If your boss is giving you a lot of projects that aren't easy to complete or is really not even possible to do, it could be that they're trying to push you out of your organization. It might be the case that they're setting you up to fail, so they have a justification to fire you later on. I know that sounds really malicious, but I promise you that organizations have done it in the past and then they will continue to do it in the future. The sixth sign that you are being pushed out of your job is you're being publicly undermined. Now, undermining is a weird word to have to try to define, but basically it's any way of cutting at or lowering your authority, your self-esteem within an office setting. If it's something that's happening within your office, within your organization publicly, so people are seeing, you're in a meeting and your boss calls you out or you have an idea and they shoot it down, you send an email, they do a reply all, and it's meant to cut you down or to put you in a box, it's a really good sign that they're trying to get rid of you. The seventh sign is your job is unnecessarily difficult. If you see that they are forcing you to work in a certain way, if your supervisor or the executive team is forcing you to work in a certain way, if they're making you jump through all of these hoops to be able to complete a project, it's probably a good sign that they want to push you out. This one's a little tough because it's usually organizations trying to make you frustrated or make you feel like you have unnecessary work to do in hopes that you will resign on your own. Eighth sign, that you are being isolated. If you have seen that you once were collaborating with a lot of people and then you've seen that you're on an island all by yourself, it's probably a good sign that your organization is trying to get you to leave. The ninth sign, you are getting blamed for everything. It's easy to have a chain of moments where you mess up 1 or 2 or 3 times in a row. We've all been there. Sometimes you just have bad months. But if you are seeing that you are the scapegoat for every single project that you're working on, it might be a good sign that they're trying to push you out. If they are trying to make you the focus of blame for all of the different projects that you're working on. The 10th sign, you are being treated differently. If for a long period of time you were being kind of idolized, or you were being, working with a lot of people in a really cool way, and now all of a sudden there has been a shift in the dynamic, there has been a shift in the way that you interact with your coworkers, your supervisor, it might be a sign that they might be wanting to push you out because people might be undermining you behind the scenes, they might be causing more political backlash, all of this stuff that might lead to you eventually getting fired. It's not a good sign. It might be a sign that you're getting pushed out. Okay, so let's talk very briefly about what can you do if you feel like any of these signs apply to you, if you feel like you're being pushed out. The first thing is you wanna make sure that you bring it up with your supervisor. If you have a good rapport with your supervisor, if you feel like you get along with your supervisor, or if you feel like you can trust your supervisor, bringing it up to them and saying, I've been noticing this, this, and this, you might be able to have that conversation with them directly. Now, it might be something if you're in this conversation and you notice that your supervisor or whoever you're talking to is dodging the questions, dodging the points, it might be a reaffirmation of your answer that they're trying to get rid of you, or it could be a misunderstanding. But sometimes having those conversations with your supervisor can be helpful to help illuminate some of the stuff that's going on. The second thing, obviously, is to look for a new job. If you feel like you're getting pushed out of your organization, truly, you probably should be looking for a different job because you don't need that stress in your life anyway. But I would say if you're starting to notice that you're getting pushed out of your job, if any of these signs have been happening to you, it's not the worst idea to look for another job. And the third thing is, if you've noticed that you're being pushed out using harassment, discrimination, or anything like that, you wanna make sure that you get your HR team involved and potentially have a lawyer on your side as well to make sure that you're able to address the concerns and make sure that whatever harassment, discrimination that's happening, that it stops immediately and that you are actually able to confront your organization and say, this needs to change, this is unacceptable, all of those things. And with that, that's all that I have. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you found it helpful, drop a thumbs up. If you have anything else that you would add, leave a comment below. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. I have new videos every Tuesday, so I'll see you on the next one.